Hi everyone, it's Sylvia and Wokala here. Now today I'm going to be talking about how to deal with portion control. When you just keep eating and keep eating and you don't know when to stop, and then before you realize it, you feel bloated. You start losing your body and you're like, "Oh, I should have stopped a long time ago and now I'm so full that I cannot move, or I'm so full and I feel ill." you know how to deal with it. I'm going to show you my way of how I dealt with it, and I tell you, you're going to love this. So, now, number one, you should know and you should do is eat quality food. You know, eat nutrient dense food, eat balanced meals. Eat to nourish your body, give your body the right meals, because if you're giving your body if you're you don't you if you're giving your body meals based on what somebody said you should eat, this should be enough for you, so have it. And you eat it and you find out that, oh, I'm just constantly hungry, or that wasn't enough for me. That means you're going by somebody else's definition of what should be enough for you. And you feel, and in that way, you're you're telling your body that you're being defined by somebody else's rules of what you should eat. But the way you should do it is eat a balanced meal first. Think of eating a meal that will nourish your body. And what do I mean by that? Nutrient based meals. Eat the meals that would give your body the energy that it requires, the healthy fats it requires, um, the proteins it requires, the carbohydrate it requires. Balanced meal, and stay hydrated, because when you give your body a balanced meal, you know that you're giving it the right meal, you know that you're giving it a nutritious meal, and that's where you should start with. I always say, forget about eliminating processed food or anything from your diet. Forget about the things you shouldn't have, um, the naughty list and all that. That won't help you when you're dealing with portion control. You need to think about what your body needs and give it what it needs. And that is the first thing. Make sure you eat quality food. Make sure you eat balanced meals. Make sure you eat nutrient dense meals. And number two, this is where the technique starts. Now, when you're having a meal, start noticing when you're full. I'm going to put a hunger fullness scale for you to download, if that will help you. Um, Start noticing the signals of when you get to that point of fullness. And when you do get to that point, I want you to acknowledge it. You know, say it out loud. Oh, I'm full right now. You're still eating the meal, but you have acknowledged that right now I feel full, you know, and you say it, I'm full right now. When you do that, you're becoming aware of when you get full. You're not waiting to when you're bloated or when you're undoing your button, because the food was so delicious and you're like, oh, I have overeaten. No, you're going to say it when you are just about, when you know that you are full. And that hunger scale, which I'm going to put in the description, would help you as well to know when you're full. So when you're full, you say, I'm full right now, or I feel full right now. You might be eating with someone like, oh, I'm full. It doesn't mean you're going to stop eating at that time, but the more you acknowledge when you're full, the more you start noticing it. And with time, you start reducing what is on your plate. And that brings me to the um um step. Once you've said, I'm full right now, you notice what you have eaten on your plate, how much you have had on your plate before you became full. And even if you don't stop eating at that time, that is not the important thing about this step. This step is just for you to know how much you've eaten before you became full and becoming aware of it. And so once you've done that, and with time, you start reducing the quantity of food on your plate, because your mind now, you now know exactly what to eat and how much of your rich balanced meal to eat that gets you full. So that is what this technique will do for you. um Sometimes my kids were like, when back in the days, they'll be like, "Mom, you said you're full and you're still eating." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, I'm full right now." But that is how the technique worked for me, because I knew how much I was eating that got me full. And in that way, the next time I was like, I'd reduce what is on my plate, because my body has I started noticing the signals of when I was full. And so now it depends on my body. The quantity I put on my plate now depends on when I was full, because of the previous times I have had the meal. And with time, you just find out that, oh, why am I eating? I'm eating less these days, or I'm not eating as much as I used to eat before. Why is that so? Because you're beginning to notice the feelings, the way you feel when you're full. You're beginning to notice the signals, and that helps you to reduce the portion on your plate. So I hope that you found this useful. Like I said, I'm gonna have the my hunger scale, on in the description for you to download, so that you know when you're full, you can follow it through. And number one, as I said, eating quality food. Number two, noticing when you're full and saying it to yourself, saying it out, "I'm full." And then three, with time, you start reducing the portion on your plate, because you know exactly how much of the meal you had before you realized that you were full. So this way it would help you reduce the portion on your plate, and the food that um you eat. So I know that you found this useful. Just drop me a comment. Let me know how it goes if when you try this technique. And I will speak to you later. Bye.